You think you make your own decisions. You don't. Your brain runs 5 hidden shortcuts that quietly trick you into the wrong call every single day. They feel like your own judgment, but they're running underneath it. By the end of this, you'll catch all 5 in the act. First, the thing they all share. Your brain takes in way more than it can process, so it leans on shortcuts, fast little rules of thumb. Most of the time, they help. A cognitive bias is just one of those shortcuts misfiring the exact same way for almost everyone. It's not stupidity, it's a built-in bug in normal, healthy brains, and it fires hardest when you're rushed or emotional. Trick 1. The anchor. The very first number you see becomes the reference point for everything after it, and your brain just won't let go. A shirt marked was 65, now 40, feels like a steal, even if 40 was its real price the whole time. The high number got in first and dragged your sense of value up with it. And it works even when the number is totally random. In a famous study, people who estimated 8 times 7, on down, guessed way higher than people multiplying 1 times 2, on up. Same answer both times. But the first few numbers quietly set the scale. The anchor doesn't have to make any sense to move you. Trick 2. The frame. The same fact, worded 2 different ways, gets 2 different decisions out of you. 90% fat-free sells way better than 10% fat, even though they are the identical thing. A surgery that's 90% survival feels safe. Call it 10% mortality, and suddenly it feels like a death sentence. You're not reading the numbers. You're reacting to the spin. Wrap something as a gain, and you play it safe. Wrap the exact same thing as a loss, and you'll gamble to avoid it. The facts never changed, only the costume they were wearing. Change the wording, and watch your whole choice flip. Trick 3. Whatever's easiest to remember. To judge how likely something is, your brain doesn't pull up the actual statistics. It checks how fast an example jumps to mind. So right after one plane crash hits the news, flying feels terrifying, while the car ride to the airport, which is far more dangerous, feels like nothing at all. This is exactly why you fear the wrong things. The news and your feed serve you the most dramatic, most shareable cases. So the rare but scary feels common, and the common but boring feels rare. And here's the catch. Even knowing the real numbers barely helps. The vivid memory still screams louder than the statistic. Trick 4, and this one is nasty. You don't search for the truth, you search for proof you were already right. Once you believe something, you click what agrees, you remember what fits, and you quietly explain away the rest. Hand someone a chance to test their own theory, and they only ever try the cases they expect to pass. And here's the scary part. It bends the questions you ask, not just the answers you accept. So you can feel more and more certain while drifting further and further from reality. The fastest way to actually be right is the exact opposite of what feels natural. Try hard to prove yourself wrong. Trick 5. Throwing good money after bad. A cost you can't get back should have 0 say in your next choice, but it runs the show anyway. You sit through the awful movie because you paid for the ticket. You stay in the dead-end plan because of all the years already in it. Quitting makes the loss feel real and final, and losing hurts about twice as much as winning feels good, so you just keep digging. Now pull back and look at all 5 together. The anchor, the frame, the vivid memory, the proof hunting, the sunk cost. Every single one of them only works while you're on autopilot, skimming instead of actually thinking. That's the thread. They are not signs you're dumb. They're what a fast, efficient brain does when it's left unchecked. So here's your defense. Because just knowing these isn't enough. They keep firing anyway. You beat them with structure. Slow down on the choices that matter. Ask for the real numbers, not the framed ones. Force yourself to argue the other side. And on anything you've already poured time into, ask the only question that counts. Starting from right now, going forward, is this still worth it?